Hello, my name is Dave Lees. I've been at NelsonHall since 2013. My role there is an analyst, but an analyst in a different sense of the word from some of the other analysts at NelsonHall. My role is specifically to talk to clients of vendor organisations across the globe. Client interviews are only one part of our report process. The interviews that I do feed into the neat vendor evaluations and the client perspective reports. They give us an in-depth feedback from an independent point of view of what the vendor is actually providing the market and anticipated requirements for the future. The one common theme when talking to clients is the need, the expectation for a partnership. Nobody wants a client-vendor relationship. We also tend to expect to hear more about best practice and innovation, particularly where technology is concerned. But in fact, that very much depends on the maturity of the client themselves, the maturity of the market they're in, and the maturity of the vendor and what they're providing. So we can make assumptions that don't necessarily pan out. A typical trait is actually how keen clients are to help. They want to provide constructive feedback as it benefits both them and their future relationship with the vendor. That means they're happy to spend the 30 minutes that I ask for, and very often happy to spend a lot longer than that if I would only let them. We might make some assumptions, and a vendor might make some assumptions about what they're going to tell us, but they can surprise you with some of their feedback. One common theme is a distrust of the simple vendor-client relationship. Everybody's looking for a partnership. Another expectation that we have that might come out of the interviews and actually depends on the maturity of the relationship with the vendor, maybe the maturity of the client in that market or the market itself, is expectations that they're looking for best practice and innovation, particularly with regard to technology. That's not always the case. These days, I live in the northeast of England with my wife Chris. When I have time, I love to play golf. Like every other amateur golfer, I believe there's a much better golfer inside of me. I've yet to prove that, however. Same goes for table tennis, which I've taken up more recently, trying to recapture my youth when I did play table tennis a little bit more. I haven't regained those skills with a table tennis bat yet. I used to play, up until recently, five-a-side soccer, until I injured my knee, and then, much to my wife's relief, I gave up. I think she thinks I'm too old for that anyway. In my role as the client interviewer, I appreciate how difficult it can be to get clients to participate. And with that in mind, we put together some helpful information that you can find on the AR portal on the NelsonHall website. Alternatively, just give me a shout and I'll help.